Hi, this is Sarah Mikesell with the Pig Site, and today we're here with Dr. Megan Bible. She is a nutritionist with Hamlet Protein. Thanks for being with us today, Megan.
Thank you, Sarah. This has been a great morning already. We've already had some people here. We had a breakfast and had about 40 customers, so it's been a good morning already.
That's great. You guys always have like kind of an economist come in, right, and speak a little bit to the group?
We have, for the past couple years, we have had economists, but we also had some professors come too. So we get a mixture of who comes in. So we like to change things up a little bit. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, today, and we're here at World Pork Expo, we should say, in Des Moines, Iowa. And we're going to talk a little bit about protein kinetics, which is an area of expertise for you. So I'll ask a few questions here, and you can enlighten us as we go forward. So the premise of protein kinetics is based around proteins being either fast or slow. What does that mean? Why does it matter? And can you give us some examples of fast and slow proteins?
Sure. So when we're talking about protein kinetics, we are not only talking about the digestion, absorption, and entrance into the bloodstream, which is happening in the intestine, small intestine. We're also talking about where that occurs within the intestine and how quickly that occurs as well. So how quick it comes in. So what you really want is that you're wanting to synchronize your synthetic amino acids with your proteins, because we know that synthetic amino acids come in very quickly. So we want those proteins to come in at the same time. So that it happens at the beginning of the intestine, or the proximal duodenum. And so if a protein is fast, then it's able to come in into that bloodstream a lot quicker and earlier in the intestine compared to the slow. And what you can have with the slow is that the slow, either one, that it might be absorbed and entered into the bloodstream, but it might not be able to be used. So then it's excreted, right, as urine. Or if it's not completely digested, it goes to the hindgut, and then we have some major issues, right? Because we have protein in the hindgut, which causes problems, bacterial overgrowth, and then you can have scours, and then it can lead to a lot of problems with the young pig. So when we're looking at fast versus slow, so we have done quite a few studies, and when you look at a fast protein, so a couple examples would be Hamlet Protein. Hamlet Protein is a very fast protein. It's actually one of the fastest ones we've evaluated. Whey is a fast protein, and plasma is also considered a fast protein. So those are a couple of our fast proteins. When we're looking at slow proteins, some of the examples would be like soy protein concentrate. That would be considered a slow protein. Another one would be like potato protein for those that are obviously, I know we don't use it here in the U.S., but those that are outside of the U.S., it's considered a slow protein. Fermented soybean meal, that's considered a slow protein. So there's quite a few, and the reasons why they're slow is different for each group.
Right.
So they all have a little bit of different reasons as to why they're slow. So.
Very good. And how does fast protein produce better results across such a broad range of parameters?
Sure. So if we're able, like I said, to synchronize our proteins all together, then what happens is that it comes in, and that animal, or the young pig for this case, is able to utilize it and use that for maintenance and growth. Right? And so what happens is that you actually get, if you're comparing a fast versus a slow, you'll actually have the same feed intake, right? But what will happen is that the animal that is consuming the fast protein will have a better feed conversion. So they're converting better. So there's less waste. So as far as what is happening, it's kind of like what this sign back here says.
Right.
So we have improved performance, right? We have increased protein deposition. So we're getting more into the animal, and we have a less environmental impact. That means that we have less nitrogen that's been excreted out, and so we have data that shows that as well. So yeah.
Very good. Excellent. And what does this mean for diet formulation when it comes to young pigs? Will it change current practices?
To me, it means a lot for diet formulation. It is definitely a new way to look at how diets are formulated. Instead of formulating more on an SID lysine, we can start looking at the protein kinetics side of it. And so we can formulate, we need so much percentage of fast protein. So if we're looking at a first starter nursery diet, we would want 75% of our protein, of our total protein, to be fast protein.
Okay.
And so we are continuing to learn and more as we dig into the protein kinetics, but eventually too we would like to assign values to the fast and the slow proteins as far as when it comes to amino acids, so then that can be used in formulation.
Right.
So some of the goal too would be, if you have fast protein and you start formulating with fast protein, then you could start using less, have a decrease in crude protein.
Right.
So that not only helps the pig, but it also helps the environment. So that will change how diet formulations are done.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yes, it is.
So fast is better. That's the bottom line.
Fast is always better. Fast is awesome. You always want fast proteins, and you want to use a combination of fast proteins.
Okay.
So, but always keep Hamlet Protein in mind, because we are, we really are. We're great fast protein. Go to our website. We have data that we've been collecting, and so go in and look at that so you guys can see what the results are actually saying.
That's one of the things I always think of with Hamlet, is I always think of research, because I know you guys always have a lot of research to back things up. So that's fantastic.
Yes, we do. And we're doing more and more research to learn more and more about protein kinetics. It's really, really exciting. Really exciting.
Excellent. Well, thanks for your time today, Megan.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
This is Sarah Mikesell with the Pig Site.